What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on this Friday, October 21st, 2022 for another Metallica episode of Music of Destruction, bringing you guys the best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past week, remember to click that I bring down that menu. Everything you need to get caught up is there. I'd appreciate it. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below, turn on that bell for all notifications. I would really appreciate it. Upfront, opinionated, critical, and brutally honest. If you don't like that, fuck off. Welcome to Metal Album Warfare Fridays here on the channel, and tonight we've got an awesome battle of one of the old school thrash metal elites with Metallica's Ride the Lightning versus Master of Puppets. Now, Ride the Lightning was released in 1984 on Megaforce Records. Master of Puppets released in 1986 on Elektra Records. Now, for those of you that may be living under a rock, and I hope if you're a metalhead that's not the case, of course, you should know that Metallica are one of the pioneering bands in the first wave of thrash metal. Also, they're one of the most legendary and longest standing acts in the fucking genre. However, after 1989, the band took a drastic dive into mediocrity with a more hard rock, radio-friendly approach, which is very unfortunate. Now, their two most recent albums did attempt to bring back the magic of their first 3 or 4 albums. I guess you could say And Justice for All is a very good thrash album as well. That one's a bit too overproduced for me, and Jason Newsted's bass is nowhere to be found. There is a re-released version with Jason Newsted's bass, however, and I do love And Justice for All as well, so that will be getting reviewed here on the channel. But the shitty thing is that they took a more hard rock, radio-friendly approach, which really down-spiraled them into mediocrity in so many ways. One of the things that I think really contributed to this was the death of the legendary bassist Cliff Burton in 1986, who, in my eyes, is the best metal bassist of all time. Rest in peace, Cliff. We all miss and love you very, very much. Now, they've also influenced so many upcoming thrash metal bands over the years, especially during that time, that it was incredible. But unfortunately, seeing this band go from what they were to what they are now is very disappointing for me, because Metallica were one of the first thrash metal bands I was ever exposed to, and I fell in love with their music immediately. Alright, let's get into the video, shall we? First up, we've got Fight Fire with Fire versus Battery, and I gotta tell you, two of the greatest opening tracks on a metal album in fucking history. Fight Fire with Fire is so aggressive, raw, venomous, and powerful, dominant, epic. What a great build-up to, from the intro all the way into the thrashing madness of the guitar riffs, the drums, the bass, the vocals, James Hetfield's vocals. But Cliff's bass all over this track is just unreal, and I'm sure Cliff wrote most of the material for both of these records. In fact, I know that he did, along with Lars. What an amazing track. Battery, same thing. Great build-up from the intro and stuff like that. An amazing songwriting here. Thrash metal epics to bang your fucking head to. I remember Battery being one of my favorite songs when I first heard Master of Puppets. It still is to this fucking day. And these albums are both going to get reviewed in depth on the channel here, so don't worry. But yeah, Battery, amazing track, as well as Fight Fire with Fire, so they're both getting a point. Next, the two title tracks, Ride the Lightning versus Master of Puppets. I mean, what more can you say? They're so goddamn good in everything that they were going for with these two records. Being on par with that raw aggression that they've had since Kill 'Em All is very much present here on both of these releases and both of these tracks. And I think Cliff Burton was so paramount to this band's vision and their drive to create art that cannot be understated, and you can certainly hear Cliff's influence on the band in both of these tracks, especially when it came to the writing, the build-up, and all of the amazing elements of how they wrote music. Definitely is all over these tracks, and these are thrash metal fucking classics that are very emotional, powerful, and very aggressive and angry. And I think Metallica were speaking out against society and all the shit they hated in the world at this time, and that's very present on these tracks as well, so they're both getting a point. Next, we have For Whom the Bell Tolls from Ride the Lightning versus The Thing That Should Not Be from Master of Puppets. Again, what a great way to segue into the deeper tracks of both of these albums. I really love both of these tracks equally. for all of the reasons that one would love both of these tracks equally. They're both very heavy, they're epic, they're powerful, they're electric, they're energetic, and I mean, it's early Metallica, man. Like, they had nothing but anger and piss and vinegar in their veins at this time, and that's definitely being displayed on full display, both these tracks as well. They're a bit slower than the two other tracks, but they have some epic builds up. There's a lot of traditional heavy metal aspects to these tracks as well, with some great solo work from Kirk. I mean, just awesome stuff, both getting a point. Next, we have Fade to Black from Ride the Lightning versus Welcome Home Sanitarium from Master of Puppets. Fade to Black, probably one of the most epic tracks of all time from Metallica, one of their most well-known. Also one of their most depressing tracks. It's a very melancholic trip, very depressing song, but also one of their most powerful and iconic. Welcome Home Sanitarium, same thing. This is a very bleak track as well, about mental illness and being trapped in an asylum with schizophrenia. It's a homage to the mentally ill and the war vets as well. So these tracks, absolutely awesome, great, both getting a point. Next, we have Trapped Under Ice from Ride the Lightning versus Disposable Heroes from Master of Puppets. Wow, these gotta be two of my favorite Metallica tracks of all fucking time. And I mean, Disposable Heroes, I remember headbanging my ass off to that track repeatedly. I still do. Same with Trapped Under Ice. I mean, just amazing stuff. Okay, well written, well composed, well thought out, great lyricism, very powerful and profound tracks on all fronts, musically and lyrically and emotionally, both amazing, getting a point. Next up, we have Escape from Ride the Lightning versus Leper Messiah from Master of Puppets. Two more awesome tracks. Leper Messiah is all about the indoctrination of religion. Escape is about wanting to escape from the pain and the shitty aspects of life, things of that nature. And I mean, this is what I mean. Metallica were writing real music at this time, things they were pissed off about and angry about. And it's just so sad what happened to this band. I mean, it's really fucking sad. Anyway, amazing stuff here. Can't really pick a winner in these two tracks. These albums are classics, okay? They're both getting a point. You guys know that already. Next, we have Creeping Death from Ride the Lightning versus Orion from Master of Puppets. Orion, one of the most profound, powerful instrumental tracks of all time. Creeping Death, absolutely amazing. My favorite track on Ride the Lightning, or one of them, and just amazing classics. What more needs to be said? Both getting point. Finally, we have Call of Cthulhu from Ride the Lightning versus Damage Incorporated from Master of Puppets. Call of Cthulhu is an amazing song as well. One of the best solos I've ever heard from Kirk. Some of Phil's best, or not Phil, sorry, Cliff's best bass work. I'm thinking of Phil Anselmo. Best bass work here. Some of the best bass work from Cliff Burton. I mean, writing-wise, just it's amazing what this band did in the 80s. Damage Incorporated, probably my favorite Metallica song of all time, next to the Four Horsemen. Damage Incorporated, man, destructive, heavy, chaotic, and just violent aggression and anger and passion. Fucking amazing stuff. Both of these tracks getting a point as well. Amazing stuff. We're adding up the scores now. We have Ride the Lightning with 8 points. Master of Puppets comes in with 8. And of course, we're going to have a tie. I mean, these two albums absolutely set the world on fire of extreme metal. And so many bands were highly influenced by Metallica to help keep this new genre of thrash metal going. And I know there were a lot of bands like Metal Church, Overkill, Creator, Testament, Sodom, Slayer, you know, all the thrash metal bands. Megadeth were making albums in '86. Sepultura, you know, Destruction. I did say Sodom already, but yeah, just so many bands were making thrash metal at this time. Exodus as well, but Metallica were the first to make thrash metal, and Exodus was there as well, but Metallica had the first attention to thrash metal, and they're the pioneers. So was Exodus, and I know there's Slayer are as well, and other bands, but Metallica had the first thrash metal album out with their demo No Life Till Leather. So, but you could say Motorhead were pioneers of thrash as well. Yes, they were proto speed metal and thrash, yes, but Metallica took the world by storm with this new genre. And it's damn unfortunate what happened to them, because they were so fucking good. Anyway, there you guys have it. Another metal album, Warfare's in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications, merchandise. Click the store tab on the homepage. I've got both my Teespring and my Bonfire linked there as well. Join the channel right now. Become an MOD Elite. You get great perks. $2.49 for your first month, $4.99 thereafter. Hit the join button. Get access to exclusive content, review requests within reason, of course. Band interviews and promotions. If I like the band you're in, I'll promote you, review you, your albums, promote them on the channel, put up live stuff, and interview your band as well, and other stuff. Yeah. Thank you to the newest new members, Bradley and Kareem, for joining. We're up to 9 members now. That is so awesome. I really appreciate all the support, guys. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to the best fucking metal channel on the platform. We'll see you guys for the radio show coming up in 2 hours for members only. All right, peace.